James Alexander-Sinclair, and sitting just far enough away is Joe Swift.
Hi.
And this is, ladies and gentlemen, can we have a drum roll, Joseph? This is the James and Joe Garden Show.
Love it.
And we come to you every Tuesday, and a new episode drops, I think is what we call it.
It dropped.
It dropped. And today we are going to be talking about our sort of ideal garden dinner party. And then we're going to answer some of your questions. And what you have to remember is that if you would like advertising free listening and you want a little bit of extra stuff, then you can always go and subscribe to Scribehound, where you will get 30 writers writing about all sorts of extraordinary things that you won't find in most garden publications, and the link to that is in the show notes there. Also, the other nice things you can do is if you enjoy listening to us sort of ramble on for a while, then go and leave us a review on Spotify or on Apple or wherever you get your podcasts, because this is a phenomenon. We are a phenomenon, aren't we, Joseph?
Well, you are, yeah.
I can't be a lone phenomenon. We are a double phenomenon. This is the James and Joe
Garden Show.
Now, Louis, the producer, has just given me this card and said, you're not allowed to look at this card until this moment. So now I'm going to turn over it's like an exam paper.
Yeah.
You may turn over your papers now. And this is, okay, I'm going to ring it. I've got to read this. From Mr. Rowan Hill, who comes from Melbourne.
Okay. G'day, mate.
G'day, Rowan.
Come on, well, let's start with the accents.
Oh, we need to do more accents, actually, because I feel that we haven't offended enough people in the world yet. Good morning, Joe. No, that's a really bad Australian accent. I'm going to get into it. Good morning, Joe and James. Now, let me make this clear. I address this to Joe and James in a potentially vain attempt to get your attention. Having written twice before to James and Joe, I simply cannot stand the tension waiting eagerly for my name to... I can't keep doing like this.
No, it's good. I'm enjoying it.
For my name to be called out each week. Frankly, it's marring my enjoyment of your otherwise excellent, if somewhat eclectic podcast. And who wants a flaming gnome anyway? Okay.
You do, mate.
Here is my final question for you, James. You can say I'm from Melbourne, if you still need to regale us with your Australian accent. As a very... Oh, okay. I should have read ahead and realized I got permission. As a very seasoned gardener, I have developed a number of pet hates in this all-absorbing hobby. For example...
Are you growing into it? I'm loving it. You're getting that. You know what? And that is North Melbourne.
I could be in Neighbours.
You could.
For example, what sort of example does it set for TV gardeners to kneel on bare soil? What happened to knee pads or kneeling cushions? You never saw Percy throw her dirty trousers. What happened to standards? Oh, and talking of standards, what about the other sort? Plants grown as standards. What sort of aberration is all that about? I hate that. Please discuss. I mean, you can't just suddenly throw this at us like this.
What?
This has got so many issues in it.
I know. What's this guy's name again?
Rowan.
Rowan?
Mr. Rowan Hill. That's
not even his real name. He's just named himself after a tree.
He's done that.
It's a pseudonym.
So he's saying he's doing that love you but hate you thing.
Is that the passive aggressive thing?
He's doing a passive aggressive like you.
I'm the passive aggressive one around here.
He's basically saying, I really want to know, but who wants a flaming gnome anyway?
Yeah, exactly.
So the question is,
what is the question? There isn't a question.
What happened to knee pads? You never saw Percy throw with dirty trousers. No, you didn't actually. That's very true. He would always wear a suit. All gardeners used to wear suits.
Yeah, and waistcoats and had a pipe.
And sometimes
the men did, obviously.
And the women had to... The first women gardeners, which were Hugh or someone like that, they were only allowed if they wore trousers. They wore breeches. They said, you can come and be gardeners, but you have to wear breeches and a cap and look like a young chap.
Oh, okay.
Basically, and that was the sort of rule. I don't know what this question is. Why are we doing questions now? We shouldn't be doing questions till the end.
Louis just thrown that in, hasn't he?
So why has he done that?
Because he obviously likes that way. He likes it.
He's obviously...
All right, we'll send him a gnome. And maybe,
but what's the okay? What do we think about
knee pads? Knee pads. Okay, so I've got dodgy knees, so I actually quite like those builders' knee pads that you strap onto your trousers. And I've bought about 3 pairs, and I always forget where I put them. So by the time I've kneeled down, I've forgotten them. And so I do get muddy knees. But I think the gardeners should have muddy knees. I think
they should have muddy
real
knees.
Gardeners should have muddy knees, and not television gardeners. Television gardeners are different to real gardeners. And sometimes if I'm filming and I'm kneeling down, I say, once I've kneeled down, I'm going to have mud all over my knees. Is it going to work continuity-wise for your film?
And they say no, because there's a lot of very important, well, we can talk about that another time, about the important lessons you learn about continuity.
Continuity.
Don't touch anything. You told me that a long time ago. So don't touch anything.
Especially on a Thursday when you're playing five-a-side football that evening.
Okay, so dirty trousers. You have knee pads. I don't have knee pads. I have dirty trousers.
What's that on?
Standard plants. What about standard plants grown as standard? Standard roses. What do you reckon on a standard rose?
No, I don't like standard roses. Standard wisterias?
That's what I was going to say. A standard wisteria can be. I saw some amazing standard wisteria in Copenhagen just the other day, in that they were all standing beside this lake, whose name I've forgotten, in the middle of Copenhagen. I can't remember exactly where, but they were all.
But you remember the wisterias?
I
That's the main
remember the wisterias. I remember they weren't in flower, but I remember the wisterias. They were on these metal stands, and they were growing up there, and they became umbrellas, and they make a good thing. So there we go. Have we discussed that enough? Do you think?
Yeah.
Okay, Rowan, you get a no, mate.
Yeah, get it. Yeah, well done, mate.
All right, mate.
All right, we'll send it over this arvo.
Yeah, we will. Right on.
This arvo,
along with some Vegemite.
Yeah, Vegemite.
And what's the other thing what are those biscuits that you drink your coffee through like a straw?
What?
Tim Tams. We can send you a Tim Tam.
I've never heard of a Tim Tam.
So I sound like a weird sort of mixture of Neighbours and Kath and Kim. You know Kath and Kim?
No, they sound.
Okay, a Tim Tam is a chocolate biscuit you get in Australia. And what you do is you bite the end off it, and then you put it in your cup of tea, and you go, and you suck the tea through the Tim Tam. I don't know whether that's timming or tamming, but that's what they are. So we say, Rowan, to match your Vegemite and your Tim Tams, here you go, have a no, mate.
Oh yeah, okay.
Okay. The reason why we're here is not to talk about Rowan's things. So that's sort of rather. I've got this idea. Well, not my idea. It's been an idea that's been furnished for us, which is the ultimate horticultural dinner party.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so it's one of those sort of fancy things that we'll do about who would you invite, what would they eat, what would you talk about, who would be the first person to slip gracefully under the table drunk, all of those kind of things. So
and the setting, I guess,
and the setting and all. So we'll have it. Should we have it in a garden?
It's got to be in a garden, isn't it?
Got to be in a garden. Okay, so the weather is perfect. The midges are non-existent.
Certainly not.
All of that kind of stuff. The table is laid, beautiful starched linen and the finest china.
I'd quite like to get in early on this one because I would quite like to have a waiter/butler. And I was thinking of maybe James. I would like to have you as a guest at my horticultural dinner party.
Thank you.
I think that I would wait. Well, it sounds a bit rude, but I would waste an option of a guest there. But I would like to have you there in some capacity. So would you be the butler/waiter, please?
Oh, well, yes, I would. Of course, sir. I would love to. I would love to be there. But I thought that this dinner party we were co-hosting. I didn't realize I was just there as staff.
Oh, we're co-hosts. Sorry, I didn't. I thought.
I mean, it's sweet of you to think of me as
I
that.
thought we were both having our own dinner party. Oh, I see.
We're having it together.
No, that's fine. We'll get like Alan or Monty as staff. We'll get someone else. We'll get other staff.
Monty would be a rubbish butler.
He would be terrible. You would be brilliant, but obviously no.
Sorry, you're now trying to wiggle out of the fact that you don't want to invite me to your dinner party.
Oh no, I didn't understand the format. So now it's a joint dinner party. You and I are both hosting.
Yeah, we're there.
Oh, it's going to be brilliant.
Yeah, so the table is laid.
Yeah.
The starched linen, the finest china, everything is there. Doorbell rings.
Ding dong. James doesn't go and get it.
No, because Monty's going to do that.
Someone's doing that.
Montague, can you get the door, please? Off he goes to get the door. Who is the first guest that walks through the door?
Well, I would like someone who I think you have met once or twice, but I've never met, and you know he's one of my heroes. And Joe Strummer.
Thierry Henry?
Joe Strummer.
Oh, Joe Strummer. Yes, I have met Joe Strummer on one, maybe two occasions.
You've met Joe Strummer, and I've never met Joe. I never met Joe Strummer, and I'm a huge Clash fan, and I think he would be really good and interesting at a dinner party. Do you think I'm? Do you think I'm crazy?
No, I think that's a perfectly valid and an excellent choice, because I know the Clash have made a big impression on your life, and I think that for this dinner party we can't just have gardeners, because
No, we're not just that. We will have some
We
gardeners.
have some gardeners. We have other people.
But he was also very interested in the environment. He planted a lot of trees, and yeah, so that would be an interesting angle. So I think he would like to be surrounded by some gardeners.
Yeah, but also
including
some
us.
other people.
And some other people. Okay, so that's my number one. You?
I'm gonna bring in a gardener just to mix it up a bit.
Good idea.
And I was sort of thinking about this, thinking, who can we have? And I think I'm going to invite Marianne North.
Okay.
So Marianne North, because we're quite short of dead famous women gardeners, is the problem. So Marianne North.
I'm mouthing at James. Who's Marianne North?
That's what I'm about to tell you.
Oh,
Be patient.
I thought I was meant to know who Marianne.
No.
I thought it was like Vita Sackville West or someone very famous.
I understand your limitations.
Okay, but it's not just me, because I'm playing the listeners.
No, absolutely, you're there. So this is Marianne North. Allow me to introduce. Hello, Marianne.
Hello, Marianne.
Joe.
Lovely to meet you.
Marianne North was a Victorian who basically started off. She was going to be a singer. She was born in about 1830 or something like that. She's going to be a singer. Her voice didn't quite work, so she took up botanical painting.
Okay.
And she traveled the world. She went into jungles and onto hillsides and all sorts of stuff from everywhere: South America, California, Australia, South Africa, all these sort of things, and painted plants. Because in those days, how do you record a plant?
By painting it.
Because we have no cameras, we have no iPhones or anything like that. So the only way to do it is to send somebody out there to where you can bring it back as a pressed specimen, but it doesn't look fresh. Yeah. So she's travelled around. She's got a Nepenthes named after her that she painted in Borneo and things like that. And then
carnivorous plant.
A carnivorous plant. There's do you know the
pitcher plant?
It's like a pitcher plant. There's one that puts out this thing that encourages rats to shit in it. Because
James, we're just about to sit down and eat. It's typical of you, isn't it?
That then provides fertilizer for the plant. Okay,
yes, that's right.
But anyway, she basically traveled well, did all this sort of stuff.
Okay.
When she got a little bit too ill to travel, she came back home and she gave her whole collection to Kew Gardens, and she financed the building of a gallery there. So there is now the Marianne North Gallery, which is at Kew Gardens.
Wonderful.
And contains a world-beating selection of botanical drawings.
Brilliant. Okay, so she's in. We're going to have to speed this up because...
We are, because we're going to run out of people, aren't we?
Yeah.
Okay. Doorbell's gone again.
Doorbell's gone again. Well, talking of traveling and looking at plants and plant hunting, I thought it'd be good to have a plant hunter. But what concerns me about sort of Ernest Chinese Wilson and, all those guys is that they might be a bit scary. They might not be the best party person. So I thought of a modern day plant hunter who I know is a really good bloke.
Okay.
Roy Lancaster.
Oh, yeah. No, every party goes with a swing when Roy Lancaster's
Exactly.
in.
Roy, he's a great chatter. He's a brilliant storyteller. He can pick up a plant and he's seen it in the wild and he's traveled the world and he's a contemporary of ours. And I've met him a few times and I love him. So I know he's going to be a really good guest as well.
I think he's going to get on really well with Joe Strummer too.
I think him and Joe Strummer will be rocking it up.
They're going to have
over with the cocktails.
Okay.
Which is where we are right now.
So now we've got Marianne North, we've got Roy Lancaster, we've got Joe Strummer. I've got to think of somebody else. And my mind, of course, has gone completely and totally blank. I was thinking about we could have another musician. But then no. Let's go. Let's have a sports person.
A sports person?
Let's have a sports person. Who shall we have? A sports person who likes gardening. I can't think of anybody at all. No, okay. To tell you what I'd like Bobby Charlton.
Okay.
Just because he's the only footballer I can think of at the
No,
moment.
Bobby Charlton would be good. But there are some at Hampton Court once I was filming and David Seaman waved at me. Before I waved at him. And he just retired as the Arsenal goalkeeper. He's the big man, a big fella.
How big is his hand?
Massive hands, even without the gloves on. Really big bloke. He had his hair in a ponytail. Very keen fisherman as well. I'm not saying we should invite him to the party because me and him just might end up talking fishing in the corner and it could get really boring.
I think that's okay. It's fine. We can.
But I just know that he has been seen at a few flower shows. As I've chatted to Sol Campbell, who's also an Arsenal fan.
Yes.
Ian Wright loves his garden, and he's very bubbly as a character. Have you noticed everyone I've mentioned so far is Arsenal?
There is very definitely a thread running through this.
But Bobby Charlton is a legend.
I think it's quite nice to have a legend.
And it's nice to have a comb over.
That's another
because
thing.
I'm not doing the comb over thing. He can do that.
He can do that for you. I think Bobby Charlton would be interesting. I mean, I know that it's a sort of classic and it doesn't really have a very horticultural connection to it, but I don't think that matters that much. I just want to have a sportsman, and that's the only one I could think of at the time.
World Cup winner.
Yeah, and a World Cup winner.
World Cup winner.
Of which there's only one left, I think, isn't there?
Yeah.
I think Jeff Hurst is still with us.
I don't know.
I think it's okay.
So then
you know the most important thing about our World Cup victory.
Oh, you were hang on. You were. Is it your birthday or something?
It was on my 7th birthday.
On your 7th birthday.
See?
Well, they organised it just for you.
They organised it just especially for me.
And you were there in your little England shirt and your socks, and you were going, "Come on, England! Come on, England!"
I hope I was, but I can't remember.
And you can't remember
any of it.
I can't remember
any of it at all. I have a very bad memory for that period.
At the age of 7.
Yeah, I should be able to remember that, shouldn't I?
Well, this is where I'm doing the therapy. It comes in because there's a block. We've got a blockage here, James.
Yeah, there's definitely
and there's a reason for it. Okay, so I'm going to go for. I think that she would make the perfect party guest because we need someone who can sing, who can tell jokes, who can entertain, but is warm and friendly. And she is Victoria Wood.
I think that is an inspired choice.
Wouldn't she just bring everybody together?
No, she would be great. She would be really. She would invent a sort of on the spot song about gardens that would make it even more relevant. I think she would be great. I think that's a really it's one of those people that I rather wish I'd seen live.
Yeah, me too.
It's the people you sort of miss because I think that I think, damn, I wish I'd seen her before she died because she died far too young, didn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's a really good choice.
And also, we could go Australia. We could go Dame Edna, who I think would be the most amazing party girl. I mean, Barry Humphrey's hysterical comedian, but I think would take over. I think Victoria would be a little bit more sensitive towards everybody. She wasn't too, glitzy, too glam. Dame Edna would be there in her sparkles.
Yeah, no, I think that she would dominate slightly. She would be a little like having Anne-Marie Powell to dinner. Wouldn't she really?
Yeah,
she would just be there, and then it would, and then it would just be. I mean, it would be fantastic. It'd be fabulous, but it would be the Dame Edna show. So we don't want that one. Okay, so we got to think of somebody. How many people have we got now?
Oh, I think we got enough, haven't we?
We got enough people.
Do you want to do one more? I think we got enough.
No, we got enough people. What are we going to eat?
What are we going to eat?
What are we going to eat?
Well, okay,
and who's going to cook it?
Well, we need a top chef, right? We need a top chef.
Yeah.
A top cooker person.
Yeah.
So, do we both choose one each, and do they share courses? How does this format work, James? Because not that we're making it up as we go along or anything.
No, nothing like that. What basically happens is that we have earlier decided on the menu, and then Montague will cook it and bring it in.
Oh no, he's bringing it in.
Yeah, he's doing it.
Because I would like to suggest a chef.
Okay.
Because I love their style of food. And I think whatever you gave them as a, say we want this as a starter, main, dessert, whatever we might come up with, they'll put a little twist on it. And a very healthy food too.
Okay.
Ottolenghi. Yeah. Oh, and also Ottolenghi, he went...
Ottolenghi, he's called Yotam Ottolenghi.
I was going to
just combine the two.
I've done it again. He won't be listening to this anyway, but if he does, we'll have to change it. And because Yotam Ottolenghi,
yes,
because when I used to have my shop in Islington, he had this shop on the high street when he first opened with the most incredible meringues in the window, and it was a very cool place. And his food, and I've got some of his cookbooks, and I'm not a very good cook, but I can follow his recipes. And you need to go about 20 shops before you make anything because you need all these funny weird ingredients,
weird stuff.
But the stuff is absolutely delicious. And also he went round to Alice Fowler's because they did the thing for The Guardian, because he used to write for The Guardian and she wrote for The Guardian, I think, or maybe it was The Observer. And he went round and cooked for her with some of the stuff that she had grown. And apparently he cleaned the kitchen, did all the washing up and left it absolutely spick and span,
Fantastic.
which as far as I'm concerned, is up there. So he not only cooks the most delicious food and very healthy food often, and just puts this sort of Middle Eastern spin on it, I guess. He also does the washing up.
I think that's quite important. Are you somebody who leaves things till the following morning? You think,
Me?
forget it, I'll do it after. You think you have a dinner party, you think, actually, I'm just going to leave this, and I'll work it. I'll wash it up in the morning, or do you like everything done before you go to bed?
Depends how much I've drunk, usually, to be honest. But I quite like to. The older I get, the more I like to sort it out that night. But when I was younger, it was, I can leave that. I'll leave that to the
and deal with
morning.
it. I made a big mistake doing that once. I had a dinner party.
Depends what you've eaten as well.
Yeah, that was the big mistake that we sort of
Oh,
made.
what was
we had
it?
this dinner
Fish?
party, and I was living in
Bush.
this. I was basically renting this flat, and part of the flat was also somebody else's office at the same. So their home office, and they rented out. There's a couple of rooms there,
Yeah.
and we had this dinner party, and for some reason we had sort of prawns and
Oh.
all sorts of weird things there. And we got to the end of the evening, and
Seafood.
none of us were really sort of upright enough to do any washing up, and so we just left the whole thing. And this guy again came into his office the next morning where he had some meeting with some important people, and there were sort of half prawns lying around the place and empty glasses that were fallen over, and for all I know, probably somebody's pants and all sorts of things all over the table in his office. He was not amused. He was really not amused. He
No, I
came and
don't blame him
banged
at
on the door
all.
of the flat and said, "Wake up and come and sort this out now."
Oh, and flies everywhere and fag butts in
A
wine
lot of that.
glasses.
Yeah, it was most
Debauched.
unsavory. I was 18, I think, or something like that. And it was one of my first dinner parties, and possibly not my most successful one as regards diplomatic relations with the neighbours.
This dinner party is not going to be like that, Joe.
No, it's not. This dinner party is going to be civilized and well behaved. So we've got a chef. We've got.
Do you agree with my choice of chef? Because
I love your choice
you
of
could have
chef.
like maybe a pudding chef or something.
I'm
You love
going to
a
have
pudding.
a pudding chef.
Are you? I've never seen you. Look at your
I'm
face.
going to have a pudding chef.
A specialist pudding chef.
Specialist pudding chef. And the best specialist pudding chef, obviously, is my daughter Stroma.
Oh, yeah.
So Stroma is going to come and make something sensational and amazing.
Yeah.
And we'll do puddings with some sort of seasonal produce and some fruit and some bits and pieces and all that kind of stuff. And so she's going to do the puddings. I'm not going to say what it is because I don't know, because it depends what's there at the time. So I'm going to trust her to come up with something amazing for pudding. And you've had her stuff, and that's okay.
Can we have a raspberry in it?
I should think we could almost certainly. There will be a berry.
Okay.
There will be a berry. I know that you're a sucker for a raspberry, but there will definitely be a berry involved in the whole thing. So that means what are we having as the main course?
Well, I don't eat red meat and stuff. Okay. How do you feel about seafood? I mean, someone will do the washing up that night.
That's fine. I'm happy. I'm very happy. I'm happy with fish. I'm happy with seafood. I'm happy with shellfish.
This is sort of the meal of a lifetime. We've got all these guests coming, and we're in this amazing setting. Can we push it to lobster? Do you like lobster?
I don't mind a lobster.
Oh, we're not bothered about lobster.
Well, I mean, a lobster is a lobster.
A proper,
is okay.
fresh, straight out of the sea lobster.
I'd almost rather have a crab.
Okay, we'll go crab.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I don't know why, but
Okay.
it's just something about a lobster. I just think quite cute lobsters. But I think I'd rather have a crab. Oh, can we have both?
Yeah, we can have both.
Of course we can. We can have whatever you want.
And I think Ottolenghi just does his thing. He puts his spin on it. We don't tell him how to cook it and stuff. There's got to be a lot of garlic with lobster and buttery stuff. And
do you think that as we are gardeners and as this is ostensibly a gardening podcast, there should be something vegetable?
Definitely.
What?
Something green.
Yes, what?
Or orange. Or aubergine.
I'm sorry. I'm putting my foot down on aubergines. Literally.
What?
I really hate aubergines. It's the only thing in the world that I don't like.
Okay.
I will eat anything at all, but I will not eat an aubergine.
All right, okay, calm down.
So-
I'm like that about beetroots. Okay.
Yeah, okay. That's you are.
What's the plural of beetroot?
You be true to me.
Is it a beetroot?
Beets.
Is it a beetroot or beetroots?
I
Don't
think
know.
it's beetroot. I think it's beetroot.
I
I
think
think you have a handful of
Okay,
beetroot.
right. So we're gonna go through a process of elimination to get to a vegetable we both like now.
Okay, yeah.
Can't we just leave it to Yotam?
No, because the problem is that otherwise we have to make the choices. We are in charge. Montague is there saying, "And what would you like for dinner, sir?" And we can say, "Okay, what's Yotam offering?" And he'll
Monty's
say,
not
"I
going to
will
like
go-
this podcast.
I will go and check."
Monty doesn't listen to our podcast.
No, I don't think he does.
He's too busy. I hope so.
So basically, he's asking us what we choose. So we have to decide on something. It needs, what time of the year is this? Because it's quite important that it's seasonal. I think it's now.
Summer.
So it's summertime. So there's lots of everything. How about, okay, should we do French bean?
Yeah, I like a French bean. That's okay. Bit dull. But the thing is that now are we thinking, see, this isn't our job because we're not the chefs to think about what goes with crab and lobster. Because what goes really well with lobster, is chips.
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 Chips. I'm happy with chips.
Can we have
Anytime.
chips? We can have a side of chips anyway.
Anytime.
But can you
of the
imagine
day or night.
Yotam will do like these amazing chips? They'll be like thrice cooked and they'll be amazing. We could have 3 or 4 different types of chips. James, we're being too. Come on, we can get carried away here. We'll have all sorts of chips.
All sorts of
We'll
vegetables.
have all sorts of vegetables,
Stuff
seasonal
from
vegetables.
the garden, fresh and delicious. All of it.
Yeah, and we'll have salads.
Yes.
We'll have a whole salad bar. And come on, let's go.
Have you ever been to a harvester?
Yeah, I want it to be just like that. I want it to be just like a harvester. I want to meet Joe Strummer in the harvester and I'll say, fill your boots, Joe.
Yeah, and then Marianne North can come and paint it.
Yeah, and paint the whole scene.
Paint the whole vegetables, all the vegetables individually.
And Victoria Wood's going to be making a whole song about the day.
And things like that.
And Roy Lancaster will be picking up the potatoes going, I saw this in the wild in South America.
Bobby Charlton's going to be working his comb over and just keep a little bit of keepy up as it goes along. This is a killer dinner party, isn't it?
Yeah.
What else do we need to know? Well, that's our entertainment. We've done that. We've got flower arranging.
And I think we should have a game. And but it's nice to have a game. And obviously we like charades because you tried to go to drama school and everything. So you like to do the charade. Is it a film? Is it a book?
Yeah.
Is it a thing?
Do you think there's a thing in charades now? Is it a podcast?
Is it a podcast?
What do you think the sign for podcast is? There's film and there's book.
Yeah, we could do Joe. The podcast. And so maybe it's like that. Excuse me, it's another podcast.
Yeah, exactly. We can have that as the charades thing. So we're going to play charades.
We're going to play charades, definitely, and the podcast is Joe and James, so it's
actually it's
3
not.
short letters.
Actually, it's not.
No, is that the
Do
gnome?
you know what that gnome was? That was. We've got for those of us who are not watching this, we pinned a gnome to a board for some reason or other. And the gnome has now wriggled free and fallen to its death.
It's called studio styling.
I'm afraid it's gone. Anyway,
no. The next name, Jekyll.
Poor Jekyll.
No, but I thought of another game as well because we all love charades. But have you ever played Mafia? The game Mafia.
No.
Okay, well, basically, Mafia has been turned into one of the most successful TV programs of all time called Traitors. You know that TV program?
Yeah.
It was a game. We used to play it. The family used to play it, and everyone has to pretend to go to sleep, and then they wake up, and someone's been bumped off by the mafia and all this sort of stuff. And anyway, I just want to have a little moan about that.
Is that Murder in the Dark?
Yeah, well, sort of. You have a narrator. You have to watch the program, but it's basically a parlor game. I think they would call it.
Oh, okay, well,
it's now been turned into the most successful TV program of all time.
That. Do you know the best parlor game? You know when your kids have children's parties?
Yeah.
And you have to find games for them to play and
hide and seek and pass the parcel.
Do you know the best one?
What's that?
The best one was called Sleeping Lions.
Yeah.
Where they all just lay down and stayed as quiet as possible for as long as you could.
Yeah.
So
the longest one wins. The person.
Yeah, the person who stays asleep and quiet for longest wins.
Yeah. Can you really make it to 4 hours? Could you make it? Can you make it to picking up time?
You make it to breakfast and beyond. Okay, fine. All right. So
we've got games.
So we've got guests, we've got games, we've got food,
We've got chef.
we've got Ottolenghi, we've got Victoria Wood playing the piano, and Roy Lancaster tap dancing.
Where are we? Where's the set? What's the setting?
So and so where is it?
Where are we? We're in a garden.
We're in a garden. We need a garden has got.
It's got to be an amazing garden, and it also has to be quite. I think it has to be quite theatrical, quite spectacular, quite. But it has to be a big garden. I don't think a little London garden's going to do it.
So.
And you know what? We want a vista. I feel like we need to be elevated.
I know.
I knew if I set it up, you'd come up with something.
I've come up with somewhere, and what we're going to have is we're going to have the only surviving Rococo garden in this country, a garden that was designed specifically for having parties in, and that garden is Painswick in Gloucestershire, where we have been.
We filmed there.
And we filmed there. And do you remember there's this thing called Nexedra on the hillside?
Yes.
Which you stand on the hillside and the garden tumbles down.
And there's columns, there's actual theatrical columns
there's
there.
Sort of columns there, and that's where we'd have the table.
Brilliant.
And then there's this sort of plunge pool at the bottom, which is really, really cold. So when everybody has had enough,
I
we
thought we
can
were going to
run down the hill naked and leap into the plunge pool.
It's not that sort of party, James. And can I just also say that we can use the plunge pool for keeping the beer and the champagne?
That would also work well. The
Cool.
problem with that is that's the bottom of the hill and the dining table is the top of the hill. So somebody's got to go up and down, which is why we have an athlete in Bobby Charlton to be able to run down, get the beer, and run back up
Yeah,
again.
exactly. Bobby, can you get us a double diamond?
I think that's fab. Okay, so
That's a great garden, though.
I think that's a good
for a
garden. What
party.
I'd like people who are listening to this to send in who we missed. Who else should we have invited? What else should we have eaten? What have we done? They're going to say, Joe, James, what have you done? You've completely forgotten this. Tell us what we've forgotten.
You're going to get someone, writing in going, "G'day, James. I'm sorry. G'day, Joe and James. I'm really sorry, but you've missed the trick there.
Yeah, well,
you got to know. You should have gone for Dame Edna.
We should have done.
Should have gone Dame. But that's the beautiful thing about this format, though, is that everybody has their own guests, their favourite food, their favourite chef. It's
also one of those things that you could do tomorrow, and we have completely different results.
Yeah.
Because I feel that I let you down slightly in that I completely forgotten the people that I thought I was going to suggest. But we've got some people there. We got enough. We could maybe do it again in a year's time if we're all still going, and we come up with a different dinner party. But please suggest stuff. So
I'm surprised you went for Bobby Charlton, considering you've actually seen George Best semi-naked.
That's very true.
Because you could have invited him and actually chatted to him a little bit more at this party.
I mean, if it was actually going to be a childhood footballing absolute hero, then it probably would have been Peter the Cat Bonetti.
Oh, Peter Bonetti, yeah.
Yeah, who was the Chelsea goalkeeper in 1970 or something like that.
Bit and on a bit.
And
I think I saw him live.
They keep going a long time.
I think I saw him.
Anyway, enough. We've done the dinner party. Okay, so now what we do is we're going to move on to some questions.
Yeah.
Because what happens is that nice people out there listen to us and they think, oh, I'd like to contribute to this work of art that's going on here. And I'd like to send in a question. And we will, if the questions are good, send them a gnome. So our rules for questions
And if they're really, really good,
Oh,
they get a golden gnome.
yeah, one person got a gold gnome the other week, and that was a really exciting moment.
And they're called Jekyll, actually. The gnome is called Jekyll. We have named the gnome, even though you'll tell with the continuity of these podcasts that actually they were called Jekyll one week, and then the next
Somebody else
and
the
then
week
the
after
next
that.
week we hadn't named him.
It's fine. We work it out. It's all right.
Right.
So anybody who asks a question that is deemed of sufficient quality gets a gnome. What do we not allow, Joseph?
Dull and something other questions.
Dull questions and dead plants.
Dead plants. Dead
Okay.
plants. The 2 Ds.
We've
not the
got
3 Ds.
4 questions here. Do you want to go first, or shall I go first?
I'll go first. We've got to speed this up. I can tell. Claire from Dudley. Is that
Dudley, that's Birmingham.
Birmingham?
The Midlands.
Yes, Midlands. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, right. Yeah. A few episodes
You sound
ago.
like Tommy Cooper.
A few episodes ago, James mentioned he was Vice-President of the RHS. Does this carry a lot of duties, or is it mostly, in brackets, ceremonial?
Well, to be perfectly honest, there are, I think, 25 vice presidents of the RHS.
25?
Yeah, there's the ceremonial part of it. It's not. I mean, what I'd like is I'd like a good hat. I'd like a nice hat that was a special vice presidential hat. And
it's not what you would
maybe
like.
Some ribbons. And things
Claire
like
is not asking what you would like. She's not going to start sending you packages in the post.
No.
She's saying, what is it? What does it carry a lot of duties, or is it mostly ceremonial? Not do you get a hat with it?
No, well, I don't get a hat. This is my grumble about it. But having done that, it doesn't.
What do you do, James?
What do I do? What do I do is that the purpose of a vice president is to promote the work wherever possible of the RHS. The RHS does some really good stuff. And our job is to be a cheerleader and to help in any way we can. So that's basically what I do. Is that if somebody wants an opinion or wants something,
because
or I can do
you're
something.
actually you get stuck in. You mentor people. You're constantly involved in fundraising as well. Why am I doing this bit? I'm selling your services.
Good. Well, that's basically what I do.
But you're not just ceremonial. You don't just turn up and say, "I wish I had a nice hat."
I wish I did have a nice hat. What I want to do is I want to promote the ceremonial side of it. I think a parade and a nice hat would be good, but we don't get that. Instead, we're just there to quietly do good in the background is what we're after.
Nothingly quietly in the background.
My question is here, Georgie. Do you accept bribes for garden consultations? I've got a gorgeous Isle of Scilly garden needing a fresh pair of eyes. Payment in a 3-day island getaway and unlimited barbecues.
Is that a bribe? I think it's called bartering.
I think that's barter. I think that's perfectly acceptable. Bribes for garden consultations. I mean, we accept.
It's not bribes
money.
because it's just trying not to pay but it's not trying not to pay for it, really, isn't it? That's not a bribe.
Pretty much what she's trying to do is that she's coming at us from two different directions. She's A, trying to get a gnome.
Yeah.
Okay. And B, she's trying to get away without paying us to come and do our job.
Yeah.
Pretty much is what it is. But and sometimes that works.
Yeah.
Sometimes a bit of barter. Isles of Scilly. Have you been to the Isles of Scilly?
Yes, I have been there once. I sailed from Ireland and stopped off there and
sailed in a boat with a sail?
With a sail, I was crew on a yacht. Yeah, on a yacht. Yeah. And I know, amazing, isn't it?
Really?
And ran around the and saw Tresco, and would love to go back there. It's most incredible, and also the fishing's pretty good. But they don't have bass, I don't think, on the Isle of Scilly. Adam Frost told me that the other day. Adam Frost getting into fishing, which is slightly concerning.
It's a bit off, isn't it?
I know, it's my thing, isn't it?
So we get 3 days. Is that long enough?
Well, it's probably long. It's more the travel, I guess. It's like expenses and travel and all that. And I mean, can we take all these guests with us?
Yeah, we can take the whole lot with us.
Can we take everyone with us and the food? And can we take Ottolenghi? Are they thrown in?
That can come with us. So 3-day island getaway and unlimited barbecues. I think that's quite tempting. I think we could be persuaded to do that, probably.
To list the plant and just maybe sketch something out.
We can have a look. We can deal with that one. Okay, right. There we are. Georgie gets a gnome.
Yes.
And she.
But that's not part of the bribing system.
No, it's not. It's not. It's not. Nor is the issue of a gnome mean that we're definitely going to do it. But we would be interested in talking further.
Yes, exactly.
On the subject.
Our people will be in touch.
Yep.
Okay, here we got Anne from Oslo. Oslo. How do you? You've been there recently.
I know, but okay. If you talk to a Scandinavian, I've been to Denmark and Sweden, and I haven't been to Oslo. You haven't been to Norway yet. But basically, what you do is that if you start talking to a Swedish person or a Danish person, they basically talk English better than I do.
Okay.
So you say,
and you speak English better than I do.
Well, exactly.
So that's worrying for me. I'm not going there.
And they're so they don't really have an accent. It's not like if they was Dutch and then you could speak like this.
Oh yes, a hot toast.
Delicious. But the Swedish and the Danish don't really have an accent because their English is so immaculate.
They
So
could.
anyway, but you can try and do.
Do they watch the BBC over there, James?
I think it almost certainly.
I think
do.
they certainly would.
Almost
wouldn't
certainly
they?
do.
So Anne from Oslo, I have a toy, a fox that I bought when we were in Norway when I was a child, probably 8 or 9 or something, and it's a soft toy fox that I've still got, and it's called Oslo because yes,
Because it came from Norway.
because it came from Norway. There
Do
you
you know
go.
what happened to the cat from Norway?
What cat from Norway?
It got stuck in the doorway.
Terrible. Anyway, Anne asked, well, she doesn't ask, it's a bit of a statement. It's too hot. The garden too demanding. And I'm just done. Ever felt the same? And how do you overcome it? Yeah. It's been so hot recently. As we're filming this, it's one of the hottest days ever. And it's getting hotter every summer, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think the thing to do is not, you either have to get up very early and garden or garden very late. But actually at this time of year, there's not a huge amount to be doing in the garden, I think. You know, apart from watering before the hose pipe ban kicks in, if you need to water. But there's not a lot you should really be doing in the garden apart from trying to enjoy it, sitting in the shade, read a book and trying to take it easy and wait for it to cool down.
See, I have a theory because, okay, we're recording this in August. I just think August is a bit of a rubbish month, really. It's where people go on holiday because it's the freshness
But they
of
go on
summer.
holiday to Oslo.
The freshness of summer. They go on holiday to Oslo because they're expecting it to be cooler. Apparently, it isn't there because it was very. I mean, I was in Sweden. And it was hot. It was hot a lot of the time. It's perfect, but hot. But August itself is a bit of a rubbish month because you know the excitement of the spring is gone, and then the midsummer and all that sort of stuff. And I'm sort of looking forward to September.
The August colour gap.
September.
The August colour gap. I've just written about it.
Have you?
Yeah.
What did you say?
Well, I said, you know, it's not their time to be planting every. Well, I'm not going to practical advice, James.
No, you're not.
But there are ways to combat it if you read my piece in the Times.
Okay, give me two plants to combat my August colour gap.
Salvias.
Yeah.
Are fantastic because they'll just flower all summer long. And also, you might still find some annuals, some bedding in a garden centre or DIY shop or something where they'll be selling it off so cheap, and that'll just if you can keep them going.
Keep it watered,
and even put them in pots and place the pots in beds where there's obviously real gaps and stuff. But the best thing, obviously, is to make a note of where the gaps are and then think to plant this autumn or next spring to fill in those gaps with stuff that does flower at this time of year.
I'm bored now.
I know. Well, there you go. You asked for
I
it. You asked for it.
I asked for two things, and that was all I got.
Well, yeah, I'm on a ramble, aren't I?
So basically, Oslo, Anne from Oslo, does she get a gnome?
Definitely. I think that's a really good question, and it's something we should all be concerned about.
And Georgie gets one, sort of how it goes. And Mr. Rowan Hill from Melbourne, with whom we started this podcast before we went off for dinner somewhere, he gets a gnome too. To use as his knee pads, and that I think probably brings us to an end. I'm not going to finish this off in an Australian accent. That would just be a really bad idea, wouldn't it? This is the end of this podcast. This has been a pleasurable and lovely time. Thank you very much indeed for your company, Joseph. Thank you very much indeed, all of you people out there for being with us. Send us in suggestions for your dinner party guests. Send us in questions that we can answer at future things. But in the meantime, fare thee well, gentle folk.
Bon appetit.